What movie is that? What's the name of it? Quivered? A really big movie. Show him VeggieTales. Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed and King George and the Ducky. Show him the Ducky. VeggieTales, King George and the Ducky. All right, so we are still here in Arizona. We drove all the way from California to Arizona and we got stood up. Man, I tell you, offer up is good, but it also can be a challenge. So, reason why we got here last night, we would have kept on moving. However, they stood us up and we still haven't heard back from the lady with the Clifford's really big movie VHS. So what happened, we had some problems with the RV. What happens is we have a switch, an internal toggle switch inside, and that toggle switch turns on when I turn on my driving lights. These LED running lights, they turn on. And what happens is I have a little switch I have to turn on, which gives it an on switch with a little bit more power, where these will then illuminate bright, and then the running lights will turn on and the license plate light will turn on. Well, for some reason, we stopped to get gas when we first got into Arizona, and these lights were not working. These lights were not working. The license plate light was not working. And what I came to realize is that we had no power inside the RV, like none, dead, like we didn't have no battery. Now, granted, the battery was under warranty and I just had to replace it 2 days ago. So, replace the battery, and what ends up happening, I'm going to post basically what happens is the battery cable on the house battery, because we have two batteries, but on the house battery, I wouldn't get nothing. Now, when I plugged in the generators last night at the truck stop, everything worked. Once I turned it off, nothing worked. And then when I had the generators going, these lights back here worked. They were actually turning on. And I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong. So I figured this new rear light or rear dash cam and backup light or backup camera, something was wrong, and it was actually fouling out or shorting out or something. I figured that they had to do something wrong. Something's not right here. And so I started to troubleshoot, made a few phone calls, got some advice, some input, what other people thought. And so we figured that they hooked that up directly to a power source, which was the power source on the house batteries, not the RV battery. So this side is the RV battery. We have a regular battery that starts the rig, and then on this side we have a battery that powers the whole unit. And for some reason we weren't getting anything, so we got stuck here last night. And then this morning I said, you know what I'm gonna do is while we're waiting around, thank God we found another Clifford's. I went on the Facebook Marketplace, and I've never used them, and found the seller of a Clifford really big movie. So we just literally met up with the lady right now. The video that starts off with Joshua, I just grabbed it, paid $7 for it, and handed it over to him. Well, right before this meetup, I went to Walmart and then discovered that the battery cable that, of course, has a circle loop, it was broken. So when I opened up the hood, it literally was the ground cable was just sitting on top of the battery. It wasn't even connected. So, and this is how simple some of these things are. $5.75, bought a brand new ground cable in Walmart. Took me like 10-15 minutes to take out the battery, replace the ground cable, and put it all back together. Now we have power back into the house. And now when I turn on the switch, I'll actually show you, watch. Now when I turn on the switch, these lights illuminate up, and then the license plate light and the running lights turn on. So I tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's another, right? That's why even in your cars or your house, you got to know your equipment. And there's my toggle switch. I turned it on. I just turned it on now. I don't even have my headlights on or my driving lights, because these LED lights, the way they work, they need a little bit more power. So now they're on. See that? See that? Now look at this. License plate light. See that? And then look at the running lights. They're on. So last night we pulled in because we realized we don't have any. See, when you're driving down the highway, when I turn on the light, it illuminates so people can see me. Other than that, the brakes work. They'll light up as this bright or even brighter, and then the turn signals. But my running lights won't work unless that toggle switch, toggle switch works. And so, also one of the downfalls of that toggle switch is I always got to remember to turn it off. Sometimes I forget to turn that off. So now we're on to El Paso, Texas, where we'll pick up. Well, no, I didn't. Here's the other thing. He's getting a little antsy because now he's starting to get his collection, and now he wants the whole collection here with him. So what I did was I was able to find right here in Arizona, somebody selling the King George and the Ducky. That's what he got, because I didn't think I was going to get the Clifford. And now I got the King George and the Ducky. Now he's got the Clifford. And so I also was able to pick up with the King George and the Ducky VeggieTales, Rat Shack, and Benny. So I'm telling him in El Paso we're going to pick that one up. And then we have a meetup for 3 other videos in Dallas, Texas, which is Are You My Neighbor, Larry Boy and the Fifth from Outer Space, and Hermie and Wormy. Okay. Well, church, thank you for your prayers as we're moving along. We're actually leaving Arizona now that we got the Clifford's, the Big Red movie, and the RV's back rolling with power in the house. And I'm going to get me an RB sandwich. I love traveling because at Love's, they have Arby's roast beef sandwiches. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. But I love going to the truck stop ones because I can have easy parking. One of my favorites right there. Arby's. My goodness, I love them. Okay. Just wanted to give you guys an update. We're well, we're safe. Last night we got into the spot around maybe 10 o'clock. Stopped off at Love's truck stop. Just hooked up the generators. And Josh and I slept. And I slept in till about 7 o'clock. And we were ready to roll. All right, that's an update. We'll let you know when we hit New Mexico. God bless you guys.